Like the boom we saw over the past 3 years when updates were parroting the same message month after month, we're seeing the same thing happening again, but with stats going in some different directions. Hi, this is John James with the James team at Remax Partners, and this is another market update for Steamboat Springs and the Routt County area, this time for the month of July 2023. Let's first look at median sales price. Now, this one, which seems to keep going in one direction year over year, up. The price of a home in Routt County increased by 3% to $897,000 in July. This is a notable increase because the number of sales and the dollar volume for sales were both down. Sales dropped 7% to 68, and the total amount of money which changed hands decreased 4% to just over $85 million. That higher sales price is indicative of lower inventory, and we see just that. New listings are down 23% from 125 to 96 coming on the MLS for the first time last month. Active listings were even lower. This time last year, we had a total of 240 listings for the month of July, yet 12 months later, we only had 171. That's a drop of 29%. Now imagine for a second that somewhere in the last 3 years, you either purchased a home or refinanced. Your mortgage rate was anywhere from 4% all the way down to 2.5%. If you didn't have an absolute need to sell right now, knowing that interest rates are ranging from 6.5% to 7.5%, and inflation has been higher than your interest rate for most of that time, why on earth would you sell? That's the situation in the market at the moment. Buyers, they see the same thing. The median sales price shows the demand is still there. Otherwise, the price would be dropping. But buyers aren't just going to jump into a high interest mortgage unless they're getting what they need. That's why the days on market is increased 33% from 8 days to 8 days from 6. What about value? Are sellers getting what they asked for? Well, for the most part, yes. The sales price is 98.1% of what the list price was. That's good, but not nearly as good as the 100% sellers saw last July. Again, that's also from what the current list price was. It doesn't take into account any price reductions which could have happened during the listing period. But overall, price reductions went down in July by 6% from 100 to 94. Combine that with the still relatively low days on market of 8, and that 98.1% looks pretty good. You still see the price per square foot keep climbing, up 13% to $710 a foot. This tells me buyers are getting less for their money from even just a year ago. Remember when I talked about if you didn't need to absolutely sell right now? Well, no matter what the market is doing, there are going to be people that absolutely do need to sell, and we know the buyers haven't gone away, they're just biding their time. Otherwise, the month supply of homes would be more like 7 months instead of the 3.1 months we're currently seeing. When Diane and I are considering listing conditions for a home, we certainly look at these numbers to help determine what the market will bear for a price and what the seller needs for selling his or her home. The good news for sellers is that in almost every case, the sellers will exit the transaction with more equity than they would have had any time in the last few years. And with a lower inventory, sellers have fewer homes to compete against in this market. Of course, each home, be it a condo, townhome, or single family, is different, and we have to factor in condition and area into the price. If you want to see what your home will be worth in this market, contact me at 970-846-0797 or email me at johnjames@jamesteamsteamboat.com or leave a comment in the video. If you're not a bot or a spammer, I'm going to respond. That's all for now. Keep a looking for future updates soon. Until then, take care.